Hey everyone, if you live in Duluth, we need to talk about your roof. Seriously, it's the shield for your biggest investment, and let's be honest, the weather here is no joke. Protecting it is non-negotiable. So think of this as your go-to guide for handling those wild northern Minnesota challenges.
All right, let's just get right to it. Here's the question that I bet is on your mind, especially when you feel that first chill in the air. Is your roof actually ready for a Duluth winter? Seems like a simple question, right? But the answer, well, that's where things get interesting. And getting it right can save you a world of headaches later on. And why is this so important? Because, look, a roof in Duluth doesn't get to just sit pretty. Nope. It's in a fight, a constant battle against the elements 24/7. And I'm not talking about a little drizzle. We're talking about a full-on weather assault that hammers your home year after year. Think of it like this. Your roof is defending against an attack from all sides. You've got heavy snow piling on, adding literal tons of weight. Then hailstorms come in just hammering away at your shingles. And the freeze-thaw cycle, that's the sneaky one. It creates these tiny cracks that let water in, which then leads to those dreaded ice dams that push water under your shingles. Oh, and did I mention the winds trying to pair the whole thing off? It's this 1-2-3 punch that just wears a roof down way faster than you'd see almost anywhere else.
So, okay, with all that coming at you, how do you possibly win this fight? Well, this is where we pivot from the problem to the solution. And the answer is pretty simple. You need a guide who knows the storm. And that means you've got to go local. Here's the thing you have to understand. A local roofer isn't just nailing down shingles. They're engineering a defense system specifically for Duluth's climate. They get our weather. They know the building codes inside and out. And that knowledge is what helps you dodge those expensive mistakes that someone from out of town might make without even realizing it. And that local advantage, it comes with some serious perks. We're talking about things like knowing exactly how to calculate snow load for our heavy winters. They have tried and true methods for fixing hail damage that your insurance will actually accept. When a big storm rolls through, they're right here to do emergency repairs. Plus, being certified means they can get you the best warranties out there. And warranties? Let's talk about that for a second. Look at this number. This isn't some flimsy 5-year promise. We're talking about warranties for materials and the work itself that can last for 25, even 50 years. That's not just a quick fix. That's a serious long-term investment in keeping your home safe. Okay, so you've got your expert guide. What's next? Well, now it's time to pick your armor. The actual materials you put on your roof, that's your frontline shield against everything we've been talking about. So you've basically got 3 main options. First up, metal. Think of it as the heavyweight champ, built to handle heavy snow and high winds. Then you have asphalt shingles, probably the most popular choice because they're a great mix of cost and toughness. And finally, cedar shingles, if you want that beautiful, natural look and some great insulation. Each one has its own superpower, really. So if you're playing the long game, metal roofing is really tough to beat. I mean, it can last more than 50 years. The panels lock together so tightly that wind has a really hard time getting underneath, and snow just slides right off, which is a huge plus for preventing ice dams. But, for a lot of us, asphalt shingles just hit that perfect sweet spot. They give you a solid 20 to 30 years of performance without breaking the bank. And don't think these are your grandpa's shingles. The new ones are super advanced. You can get ones that are built to handle hail, even some that reflect heat in the summer. They're just a reliable workhorse. Okay, let's get to the question everyone's thinking about. How much is this going to cost? It's a big deal, and figuring out the budget is obviously key to making a smart choice for your home. So, to give you a ballpark, for a complete asphalt roof replacement around here, you're probably looking at somewhere between $7,000 and $20,000. Now, that's a big range, I know. It really depends on the size of your roof, how steep it is, and if there's any damage underneath that needs fixing first. And yeah, as you'd guess, a metal roof is going to start on the higher end of that. And this is why staying on top of things is so important. Look at the difference here. A small repair, patching a few shingles, sealing a leak, that might run you a few $100, maybe up to a couple grand. But if you ignore that small problem, it turns into a huge one, and suddenly you're looking at a full replacement that starts at $7,000. It's a no-brainer. Fixing things early saves you a ton of money.
But here's the good news. You don't have to climb up there and guess what's going on. Any good local contractor will come out and give you a free estimate and a full damage assessment. so you can get a real professional opinion on what needs to be done without spending a dime. So, you make the call. What happens then? I know a big roofing job can sound kinda scary, but it's actually a really organized process. Let's break it down so you know exactly what to expect, step by step. It really follows a pretty clear path. First, they'll do a really thorough inspection. From there, you get a detailed estimate that lays everything out. Once you say go, they handle all the permits and get you on the schedule. Then the crew comes in and does the actual installation. And at the very end, you'll do a final walkthrough with them to make sure everything looks perfect. And that's when you get all your warranty paperwork. See? Super straightforward. And here's something you should really watch for during the actual job: the little things. A great crew will put down tarps to protect your bushes and lawn. They'll clean up all the old junk every single day. They'll even run a big magnet around to pick up stray nails. They'll clean out your gutters too. That kind of respect for your property, that's how you know you hired real pros. This quote just hits the nail on the head. At the end of the day, you're not just buying shingles. You're buying a solution that's tough enough for our weather. And what that really gives you is peace of mind. Just knowing that your home is safe because it was protected by people who get it, that's priceless. So we'll end right back where we started with a final thought for you. Your roof is protecting, well, everything. Your family, your stuff, all your memories. So the question is it getting the expert care it needs to survive another brutal Duluth winter and the one after that?